Education, Sports and Youth, Excellencies, Secretaries of State, Excellencies, colleagues from the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports, colleagues from the Education Sector Working Group, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply honored to be with you today as Chair of the Education Working Group in my first Education Congress in Cambodia. I speak for all development partners in saying that we feel privileged to work with such a reforming ministry that is so dedicated to putting in place change at scale in order to strengthen children's learning and development. We acknowledge that these changes are only possible through strong commitment and hard work of colleagues at all levels of the ministry, including, crucially, those working at the school level. Very important progress has been achieved over the past year, and we would like to congratulate the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports on the major milestones delivered. The very ambitious and greatly needed Teacher Policy Action Plan was approved in January 2015 with a radical upgrade of the status and qualifications of teachers and a reform of the system for teacher education and development. We know that teachers are the linchpin of inclusive and quality education, so this is indeed a vital reform. The successful implementation of this reform will now be contingent upon support from the Ministry of Economy and Finance, as well as the Ministry of Public Function, and indeed from teachers themselves. 2015 was the first year of full program-based budgeting, where the non-program-based budget was fully integrated with the program-based budget, making it easier in principle to plan and manage personnel in relation to sector results. Moreover, the capital budget, while small, was also integrated into the ministry's budget, enabling all resources to support policy priorities. It is important to notice that between 2014 and 2015, the share of development partners spending on education increased as a proportion of the total education budget. This is in line with broader trends in ODA and is actually a good sign as the domestic budget for education continues to increase. I would also like to congratulate the Ministry for the positive results achieved in the core breakthrough indicators of the Education Strategic Plan, namely the percentage of children aged 5 enrolled in early childhood education increased to 64%. 8 provinces achieved a lower secondary completion rate of at least 40%. And there was an in-depth analysis and examination of grade 6 results in math and mathematics. In addition, the proportion of students passing the grade 12 exam increased from 41% to 56%. In order to further strengthen the quality and relevance of children's learning, the Ministry launched a curriculum review process, and a new curriculum framework was endorsed for the whole education system from preschool to grade 12. Indeed, again, a major achievement. In 2015, the government launched a high-profile national literacy campaign, making 66,642 adults literate, more than 2/3 of whom were women. As Senior Minister Noka just remarked, literacy is key not only to enhancing individuals' life quality, but also to the country's economic growth. Evidence also shows that children of literate parents enrolled in school at the right age do not drop out and acquire reading skills. The Education Sector Working Group recommends the literacy program to target factory workers, exploring opportunities to engage in public-private partnerships in this regard. Community learning centers provide a range of non-formal education services, promoting lifelong learning. Clear steps have been taken in relation to the management of community learning centers in 2015. However, research shows there is room for some more efficient processes in the disbursement and management of the budget. We know well that there is a high correlation between hours of instruction and student learning outcomes. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports has mandated that primary school pupils be taught for 684 to 760 hours per school year. Last year, the NGO Education Partnership launched a report showing that a substantial amount of learning time is being lost due to school holidays, teacher absences, and shortened teaching sessions. We commend the Ministry for initiating a full teaching day, now being piloted, and look forward to hearing the results of this initiative. In the meantime, we recommend continuing to work with district training and monitoring team members and with the inspectorate to improve teacher attendance and reduce school closure, while investigating measures to increase community monitoring of results. Also, in order to ensure a healthy environment for children and the adoption of hygienic behavior, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports is working on the minimum requirements for washing schools with 3-star levels, a combination of simple steps for improved water supply, sanitation and hygiene in schools. To make sure that as many schools as possible reach these requirements, schools will need coordinated technical and financial support from the Ministry of Education, the Ministries of Health and Rural Development, and the community councils. We also commend the government for its commitment to adopt daily school meals in pre and primary schools by 2021, and for the Ministry's plan to develop a national diploma for teachers of children with visual and hearing impairments. At the start of this month, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports launched the Multilingual Education National Action Plan with projections and plans for provincial level expansion of multilingual education in preschool and primary school, enabling children from indigenous and ethnic minority communities to build a strong foundation for learning and achievement. This is a major achievement in strengthening the provision of equitable education for children in the northeast of Cambodia. Challenges remain at the secondary level, and we are delighted that important investment will be made by the World Bank and by the Asian Development Bank and the lower and upper secondary level respectively. We recommend also the adoption of alternative approaches for youth who have dropped out of secondary education, for example, through a basic education equivalency program in line with the Cambodian qualifications framework, enabling graduates to access formal technical and vocational education and training provided by different entities. The Education Sector Working Group supports the efforts of the Ministry to strengthen the internal and external quality assurance processes in higher education. The working group stands ready to support the Ministry in the preparation and adoption of the Royal Decree on Governance and Accountability of Higher Education Institutions. School support committees are formal structures for the engagement of community members in schools. The School Accountability Report by the NGO Education Partnership shows that members of school support committees are more aware of their role and responsibilities, have increased their participation in monitoring school building processes, maintaining existing infrastructure, and helping schools ensure a safe and learner-friendly environment. School support committees become all the more important in light of the school-based management reform, so we encourage core capacity development support for them. In closing, I take this opportunity to highlight that the indicators of the Sustainable Development Goals have now been finalized, focusing on children's learning throughout the education system. They include the developmental level of children under 5, proficiency in reading and mathematics, participation of youth in education and training, teacher qualification, ICT and WASH in schools, and the elimination of disparities in education linked to gender, disability, ethnicity, and location. These are all very pertinent issues for Cambodia as we strive to reach all children, including the most disadvantaged, with quality education. The Education Sector Working Group will work with the Ministry on the adaptation of this indicator to the national Cambodian context. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a fruitful and engaging Education Congress, and on behalf of the Education Sector Working Group, I commit to supporting the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports in the implementation of the recommendations that will emerge